Have you ever just stared at an AI-generated image from something like Stable Diffusion or Midjourney and thought, how on earth did it take my silly little sentence and turn it into that? It really does feel like some kind of magic. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how the trick is done.
So let's start with a kind of wild thought, because it's the key to everything. What if, to create a true masterpiece, an AI doesn't start with a blank canvas, but with just total chaos? You know, like the static you'd see on an old TV.
And this right here shows you the two extremes of that journey. On the left, you've got a perfectly sharp, clear picture of a cat. And on the right, pure random noise. The incredible tech we're talking about today, a diffusion model, is basically the bridge that learns how to get from the chaos on the right to the clarity on the left. It actually learns to find the cat that's hidden inside all that static.
All right, so to really get our heads around this, we're going to break it down into 5 key pieces. First, we'll talk about this whole idea of creating art from chaos. Then, we'll see how the AI actually learns by, well, destroying things. After that, we'll get into Stable Diffusion's really clever shortcut, how we can guide the process, and finally, we'll look at the good and the bad, the power and the pitfalls.
You know, the absolute best way to think about this whole process is to imagine the AI is a sculptor, but instead of starting with a nice, clean block of marble, it gets handed this block that just looks like random static. And its entire job is to carefully chip away at all that randomness to reveal the image that was hidden inside all along. And that brings us to the official name for this, a diffusion model. And it's this really fascinating two-part idea. See, to learn how to create, the AI first has to get really good at destruction. It learns how to take any image you give it and just dissolve it into noise, step by step. And only after it's mastered that can it learn how to reverse the whole process. Okay, so let's dig into that. How in the world does an AI learn from destruction? Well, it all comes down to this core training method that has 2 totally opposite phases.
The entire training is basically a two-way street, just like you see here. First, you've got the forward process. That's where the model learns how to slowly add noise to a picture until there's nothing left. Then, you've got the reverse process, and this is where the magic really happens. This is where the AI learns how to undo all that damage, one step at a time.
So here's what that forward process actually looks like. You start with this beautiful sunset, right? Then the AI adds just a tiny little bit of random noise, what's called Gaussian noise. Then a little more, and then a little more, over hundreds, maybe thousands of tiny steps, until that original image is completely gone. It's just static.
And to stick with our sculptor analogy, this is the really critical part of its training. Before our AI can become a master sculptor, it first has to learn how to take a beautiful, finished statue and turn it right back into a rough, undefined block of marble. It has to understand destruction before it can master creation.
And now, for the payoff, the reverse process. When we actually want to create an image, we start with that field of pure noise. And at every single step, a really powerful neural network takes a look at the noisy image and predicts, okay, what noise was probably added here? Then it just subtracts that predicted noise, which makes the image just a tiny bit clearer. It does this over and over and over again, and slowly but surely, an image starts to emerge from the static. It's amazing. Now, as you can probably imagine, doing this on a giant, high-resolution image is incredibly slow and takes a ridiculous amount of computing power. And this is where Stable Diffusion came in with this absolutely brilliant shortcut. We can think of it like making a small clay model before you start carving the giant marble statue. And that really was the big problem with the first diffusion models. Just the sheer amount of data in every single pixel of a big image made the whole process super expensive, computationally speaking. Stable Diffusion had to find a way to make it all way more efficient. And the solution is something called latent space. It sounds like a super technical term, right? But the idea is actually pretty simple. It's all about compressing an image down to just its most essential information. So think about it this way. Instead of sculpting a giant, life-sized marble statue right away, our AI sculptor first makes a small, detailed clay model. It's way smaller, much easier to work with, but it still has the entire essence of the final statue. This diagram here really shows Stable Diffusion's genius shortcut. That whole process, adding noise, taking it away, it all happens in that tiny, compressed, efficient latent space. The AI takes an image, shrinks it down to its clay model version, does all the heavy lifting of denoising right there, and only blows it back up to a full-size image at the very end. It's so smart.
The tool that does all this squishing and unsquishing is called a variational autoencoder, or just VAE for short, and it has two really simple jobs. First, one part, the encoder, compresses the image down into that latent space. Then, after all the diffusion work is done, another part, the decoder, skillfully rebuilds the final full-resolution image from that little compressed model. And at the very heart of this entire system is something called the U-Net. This is the neural network that's doing the real work of denoising. So in our analogy, if the VAE is what makes the little clay model, the U-Net is the sculptor's smart chisel. It's the part that intelligently figures out exactly which bits of noise to chip away at every step to reveal the final image.
Okay, so the AI knows how to sculpt an image out of a block of noise. But what is it supposed to sculpt? Well, that's where we come in. Our text prompts. Those are the instructions we give to our AI sculptor.
When you type in something like an astronaut riding a horse on Mars, the first thing the AI does is translate those words into a special mathematical language that it can actually understand. This set of numbers is then fed to the U-Net at every single step of that denoising process, constantly guiding its chisel to make sure the final picture actually looks like what you asked for.
And we get two main dials to control all of this. First, sampling steps. That's basically how many times the AI goes back and refines the image. More steps is like using more, finer chisel strokes. It usually leads to more detail. Then there's the guidance scale, or CFG. This is how strictly the AI has to follow your prompt. A high value means the sculptor follows your instructions to the letter. A lower value gives it a little more creative freedom.
So this technology is obviously incredible, it's so powerful, but just like any tool, it has some amazing advantages and also some really important limitations that you've got to be aware of.
So on the plus side, these diffusion models create absolutely stunning high-quality images. They're also way more stable to train than some of the older methods, and they are super flexible. But that step-by-step process makes generating an image pretty slow. It also still needs really powerful, expensive hardware, and this one is super important. The AI can inherit and even amplify any biases that are in the billions of images it was trained on.
So if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. The AI isn't really painting a picture on a blank canvas. It's actually starting with a field of pure potential, that random noise, and it's carefully carving away the chaos to reveal the image that your prompt guided it to find. It's more of a process of discovery than it is creation from scratch.
And that brings us full circle. The AI learns its craft by dissolving a clean image into noise, and then it uses that exact knowledge to start with nothing but noise and reverse the entire process, guided by our words, to sculpt a masterpiece.
I mean, it's a pretty mind-bending concept that really changes how you think about creating something. And it leaves us with this really fascinating question for the future. If an AI can learn to create such stunning art by mastering how to reverse chaos, what else could it learn to create?